Good, actually, evening now. It's closer to the evening. I would like to say that I apologize for not getting this video up this morning. The plan was to do that, but I had a few things to take care of for graduation and making sure all the T's are crossed and all the I's are dotted. So I want to still do this now and get this taken care of. Now, I was going to get the other two videos for Mere Christianity taken care of yesterday, but my tablet kept getting a low on battery because I was working on a few papers. And then once it hit 10 p.m. last night, I don't record after 10 p.m., gonna be honest. So, but I will have them done hopefully within the next 40 or so minutes after I'm done with this video. So, but going from there, we are reflecting on the Gospel of Mark 13:28 through 37, the day or the hour. Now, we are beginning with a parable of the fig tree before we get into not knowing the day or the hour, because when I was reading it and when I made this decision, it flowed together and it just made sense to do this. Now, when I did the fig tree lesson a few it's about a month now, or if not more, feels like ago, I used kind of a further away picture, and I'm gonna be honest, I've actually never seen a fig tree in person, but this is what came up when I searched up fig tree. So I kind of liked it. So I hope this is what a fig tree looks like in person. So let's hope. So if you read with me from 28 through 37, actually scratch that. We're going to start from 28 and go to 31, take that section, and then read the next section and go from there. Recently, I haven't been doing more than one slide just because I've just kind of felt that it was solid, that we didn't need to go any crazier than what we have been doing. So, starting with 28, learn this lesson from the fig tree. As soon as its branch becomes tender and sprouts leaves, you know that summer is near. In the same way, when you see these things happening, talking about the previous passages that we've gone through this week, recognize that he is near at the door. Talking about the coming of kind of the end, the moment of kind of like him knocking at the door, that kind of reference there. Truly, I tell you, this generation will certainly not pass away until all these things take place. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will never pass away. Okay, so there's a lot to take in there. But one of the things that I want to focus on in this little section is this one very specific part. It's something that I have looked at. I have actually meditated on a little bit actually throughout the day. Just kind of leading up for this recording, I wanted to know how to touch on this aspect. This aspect of this generation will certainly not pass away until all these things take place. Many generations have passed since that generation from this generation. So, how do we answer these questions of what that means? Now, I was looking at um, my Logos app. Now, this is actually the first time that I will be showing you my Logos app, which I have a lot of information. I have a lot of stuff going around. Actually, I could just kind of read from there too now. But this is this here on the right hand side of the screen right here is what happened when I clicked on the generation. What did that mean? Common characteristics or interest, race, kind. Um, the people of the world are more um, prudent in relation to their own kind than are those who lay claim to the light. The sum total of those born at the same time, which makes sense, a generation. Um, the time of a generation age as a rule of thumb, the time between birth of parents, obviously, the periods of time defend in terms of a generation, age, generation, and there's different aspects to these, which I thought was interesting. Um, and you keep going, you see that there's that connection now that ends there because there's another uh Greek word there, which I'm not as good with Greek as I am with Hebrew, so I'm just not going to try to pronounce it. I'm going to be honest. But that means generation. Just going to say that right there. And so one of the things that I saw that was interesting with that was, let's see if I can find it right here. Of unbelieving generation, people whom Jesus compared to children in the marketplace. And so I find that very interesting, very important to acknowledge. And I can't remember if there's anything else. Now it's loaded. Okay, that it finally loaded after all this time. And he talks about the generation here swears an oath to the Pharisees and so on. So an unbelieving generation. So the question here is he talking about just that generation itself or generations that are just unbelieving and so on? So there's no full I don't have a full answer to this answer, but I find this interesting that it talks about an unbelieving generation and it talks about this type of idea of generation, there's this and this, and so nothing too groundbreaking, but it is what it is. So actually, I would read from down here, but let's continue with this. Now concerning that day or hour, no one knows, neither the angels in heaven nor the Son, but only the Father. Now he's saying that Christ the Son does not know the time or the day. It is what it is. We don't have the answer for that. Um, Watch, be alert, for you don't know when the time is coming. It is like a man on a journey who left his house, gave authority to his servants, and what gave each one his work, and commanded the doorkeeper to be alert. Therefore, be alert, since you don't know when the master of the house is coming, whether in the evening or at midnight or at the crowing of the rooster or early in the morning. Otherwise, when he comes suddenly, he might find you sleeping. And what I say to you, I say to everyone, be alert. So it seems to be that the passage with the fig tree and this are connecting with not knowing the time of day, but also not knowing um, uh, kind of generational thing. Because when you go back to verse 30, heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will never pass away. So he's saying this generation will certainly not pass away until these things take place. But then he says heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will never pass. But it's like he's saying will be a new heaven and new earth, but my words will stay forever. Um, and that's probably, yeah, I probably overthought that part there. But I think it's important with this aspect right here that neither the angels in heaven nor the Son of Man, or just the Son, knows. And this is a reference to, as you can see, John 5:19 and Hebrews 2:1, which says, "So Jesus said to them, Truly, truly, I say to you, the Son can do nothing of his own accord, but only what he sees the Father doing. For whatever the Father does, that the Son does likewise." And also with Hebrews, but in these last days, he has spoken to us by his Son, whom he appointed the heir of all things, through whom also he created the world, which connects with that aspect with John chapter 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Now, what's important is this little area here, which MSS, which is manuscripts, other manuscripts add and pray. So be alert and pray. I think that is an important aspect. And with what Pastor Ricky is talking about recently, with praying, with being alert with that, and being praying. And this last Sunday, he mentioned, I believe it was the armor of God, praying that every morning, which is very difficult to always remember to do that. But you know, I feel like I've gone like all over the place, but it is one of those important aspects that we need to really dive deep into and really take in every little detail that we can of what Christ is saying. You know, there are certain things that we can't always catch, some certain things that we don't always understand, but I hope that we can learn to catch these little things as we continue. Um, don't forget that we are finishing up the covenant with God with Noah on Sunday. We are going to be talking about that and talking about the issues that come from humanity, even with a godly man as Noah and his son, his youngest son. And so we're going to be talking about that. And as soon as I'm done with this video, I will jump to Mere Christianity from last week, and the plan is to do the next one. But I will say this: my power for my tablet is at 26%. So I'll probably want to be able to do one and then the other one as soon as it's done charging. But it will be done tonight. So I will see you guys on